From Tampa Bay's #1 news station, this is the Fox 13 4 o'clock news.
All right, still to come, a catering company, a cafe, a classroom, and a commercial kitchen for rent. All of it can be found under one roof in St. Pete.
It's called A Fresh Connection, and it's also where we find our Chip Brewster live for us today. Hey, Chip.
Good afternoon, guys. You kind of put the nail in it right there. Is it one place with many hats, or is it many different businesses that all fall under one place? So A Fresh Connection is catering, cafe, bakery. Florida Chef's Workshop, that is the shared use commercial kitchen. So when you first step inside this place here in St. Pete, you are welcomed by an array of treats, if you will. You can go to the freezer on the right and get some pizza, go to the cabinet right in front of you, get some bakery goods. The cool thing with this space is a lot of this stuff is actually made by independent business owners who then rent space over in the Florida Chef's Workshop side. So you can not only come here and eat something, you can come in here and make something commercially and then also sell it. Plus, guys, they offer classes. So a lot of these independent chefs will share their skills with you, and all of it happens right here under A Fresh Connection. So coming up, we're jumping back into the Florida Chef's Workshop side of things to show you just a few of the classes that you could come and learn from them yourself.
All right, lots going on in there.
Can smell the freshness from here.
We'll see you later. Thanks,
Chip.
Getting some fresh ideas from A Fresh Connection. Chip Brewster takes us to the Florida Chef's Workshop next to show us all they have to offer. But first, here's your Monday motivation.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Chip Brewster coming to you live from St. Pete with a slightly nervous Renata. Renata, it's okay to be nervous on live TV, but don't worry. We are here to make you comfortable, to support you, and to talk most importantly about cake pops. Because here's the thing. It doesn't matter how nervous you are. Everybody out there loves cake pops.
All right.
All right. So Renata it's pretty cool. So she is the owner of a small business called Rumble's Bakery, and you actually rent commercial kitchen space here it's A Fresh Connection, but Florida Chef's Workshop is the actual kitchen space. As a part of that, you make baked goods and sell them, but then you also offer what I'm most excited about, classes. So this Sunday, you've got a cake pop decorating class, and that's kind of what we're going to talk about here. So before we get to all the fun that you have laid out in front of us, can you just tell me a bit about your bakery, like how you started it, and then why you decided to start teaching?
Yeah, absolutely. So Rumble's Bakery, I started about a year ago. It made it super simple. Coming to Florida Chef's Workshop, they helped me get everything started. We have all sorts of businesses here that start out, and we have the kitchen space to rent. So with that space, I'm able to do my wholesale baking and sell to other businesses.
Cool.
I am able to do retail, and now I'm starting these classes here.
What made you take that leap to be like, all right, I'm going to open my own business, here we go?
You know, it's always been a dream of mine. I've been a pastry chef for 10 years.
Okay.
In the back of my mind, I always thought about all the ideas I wanted to do, and finally it's become a reality.
Cool. I imagine this was one of those ideas.
Yes.
So this Sunday, you've got this class. We're going to give you a little preview here. Someone shows up, and there's still spots, by the way, for the class this Sunday. Someone shows up. Let's go through what you're going to do, what they're going to learn.
Okay, so we'll be making cake pops. The class is going to be BYOB. You'll be leaving with all sorts of treats. We've got all sorts of candy here to decorate with.
Nice.
So something we might do is we're going to start off with some cake pop dough.
Okay.
Scoop it up and roll it.
And you'll actually make that in the class, right?
Yeah.
So you get that knowledge of how to make good cake pop dough.
Yes, absolutely. We're going to go from start to finish, all the tips and tricks so nothing gets messed up.
Cool.
So the second phase in a cake pop would be something like this. We dipped the stick in chocolate, threw it in the freezer, and now it's not going to fall off. So we can go ahead and dip it in our chocolate.
See, that's a trick that I would have known. I would have gone for the dip right away.
Yes.
So you actually created the pop and then froze.
Otherwise, it might have fallen into the chocolate. We don't want that happening. So now we can set our cake pop down. We can decorate it however we want. We've got gummy worms. We've got different candy eyes.
So people that want to get really specific here, like, oh, I need my cake pop to stare me in the face before I chow down on it.
Yes.
Go ahead and put the eyes on there.
Absolutely.
There we go. Now, in addition to having just general options for people if they want to wrap it in a really creepy way and black licorice, you actually have some pre-designs in mind as well for those that are a little less creative.
Yeah, so we're going to be doing spiders, witch cauldrons, Frankensteins, pumpkins. We'll have witch hats, and I'll show you how to make all of those from start to finish.
How cool. So you should be able to leave with all of these skills to do it for yourself, make them for yourself, and then eat them all yourself because they're just that good you don't want to give them away.
Yeah.
How can someone sign up for your class?
All you have to do is go to the FloridaChefsWorkshop.com. Our class list is listed there. We've got our Halloween. Next up is Thanksgiving, and we'll be having all sorts of classes after that.
Nice, and she's not the only one teaching classes in this space. We're going to just hammer that point home because 2 more segments for you guys. We got 2 more chefs who are doing their thing and showing off what this space is all about. So stick around.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah,
Love
good news
the creativity.
is, even if you're not skilled, it all tastes good in the end.
That's true. And looks good.
Yeah.
Looks good and tastes good. Chip, thanks.
Hey, Paul, I know you've been loving on that new puppy, and if you ever want to get that little guy a treat, how about this? This is a little puppy cake. Isn't that adorable? You can also learn to make your own puppy and dog appropriate cookies. That is what we're talking about, some of the different classes that you can take at Florida Chefs Workshop. And coming up, we introduce you to Fido's Food Truck.
Well, Chip's been busy this afternoon at Fresh Connection, whipping up some things in the kitchen. What do you have going on?
I was thinking about what you guys were just talking about, though. Do you think the toy soldier employee is a volunteer? Or do you think they just get told, like, hey, you're going to be a toy soldier today, have fun? Oh, man. Anyways, so yeah, you mentioned we're at a Fresh Connection, which is kind of the overarching business, but more specifically, we're at Florida Chefs Workshop, which is the commercial kitchen part of it. All of it, the dream that was made reality by Chef Lisa. So I was hoping that you could give me just a brief backstory on this whole idea of creating a commercial kitchen that others could rent out and then having the retail front space where they could display some of their products.
Right, exactly. I have been in the catering business for about 8 years now, and I personally rented other commercial shared use kitchens around the area. And I thought to myself, if I ever get big enough, I want my own kitchen. But then I was like, okay, I have my own kitchen, but I want to be able to share this with other people, right? I wanted a kitchen that chefs would be happy to cook in, right? In-home chefs, and be able to have commercial grade, you know, quality equipment. So I thought, okay, it's ready, it's time. The catering took off. It was time to have my own kitchen. And then we opened it up and we started marketing it to other food and food prep companies. So we brought them in and we said, okay, here's our space. They loved it. They came in, they started working. And the beautiful thing about it is that they get to collaborate with each other. They get to learn from each other if they're open to it. And then the other opportunity is the front of the house, which is the bakery and the cafe. The catering company supplies that. So we also have some of their products on consignment up front.
That's cool.
So they get to test market their products. They get to, you know, come in and do pop-ups. We do pop-ups with our clients. Chef Roberto is doing a pop-up, pizza parlor. I'm like, okay, pizza parlor. And then, yeah, the other thing, too, is just to make it a happy, fun place for everybody.
Oh, well, yeah, I think you nailed that one based on our conversation with Nada. And then Ashley. So Ashley's another one of those independent business owners that has come in and uses this space and teaches a class. So I love kind of the combination of this space, that you're able to use it for your business, which is what we're representing here, but then you're also able to use it to teach others something that they can take away. Let's start with the Fido's Food Truck, your side of things.
Okay.
What do you got going on in front of us, and how does it fit in with what you do?
So these are potty cakes. Potty cakes.
Potty cakes.
Yes, potty cakes.
For the party.
So for birthday parties or adoption parties or, you know, any kind of private events, we can do cakes for the dogs. They're all natural, human-grade ingredients.
Oh, really?
Yep. So this one is buckwheat flour. We've got applesauce, bananas, and water.
And so that's what makes the cake part.
That's what makes the cake part.
That's what's on top. And then you make a base over here.
Yep, that is Greek yogurt and peanut butter.
Okay, combine the two, you get something like this.
Yep.
And you said, like, yeah, go ahead, you can try and do stuff, but now you're watching me like a hawk because I think you're afraid I'm going to mess it up. So then it's kind of cool, though, because you can also customize the ingredients. So does your dog really like peanut butter?
Right.
Well, you could fill it in. How about bacon? How about coconut? This definitely does not look as pretty as when you do it. Also, peanut butter does not squeeze out very easily. Does anybody else see my arm?
You're doing it one hand.
Shaking. Oh, you do it two-handed?
I do two-hand.
Well, I wish I'd known the trick beforehand. So that's something that you do as a part of the business, but as a part of the class, you will do these treats, these cookies, right?
Yep. So there'll be holiday-themed cookies. That is for a company that
Right. This isn't holiday themed, but this is just representing the cookies themselves.
That's a company that we make their cookies for they're dog-friendly. So we give them 3 dozen a week, and they sell them in store.
How cool. So if you guys want to learn a bit more about making your own dog treats, Ashley can hook you up through Florida Chefs Workshop. So I'm going to toss it back to you guys. Did you know that all this dog food is people-friendly too?
It sounds pretty good. The bacon, the
I think you
peanut
need to
butter,
find
the
out just to be
yogurt.
sure. Oh, there you go. Okay. And?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So if you're ever really hungry, just grab a dog treat.
As long as it's from there, not from the bag.
Chip, thanks.
Hey, Paul, I'm coming to you guys live from St. Pete, where if you walk into the cafe part of a Fresh Connection, the menu is constantly changing because they have about 20 different clients that make stuff specifically for you to come in and buy. But should you walk into the back, that's where you find those chefs, those cooks, those creators hard at work, and many of them will even teach you some skills. We are talking about the opportunities that you have coming up next.
All right, eat some treats, then learn how to make them, and then maybe go into the food business for yourself. Wow, you could do all of that at this place in St. Pete.
Fox 13's Chip Brewster is live there checking out Florida Chef's Workshop, a business within a Fresh Connection. Hey, Chip.
Yes, exactly. So it's kind of neat how they layer it, because you can come in and just grab a snack, as you guys say, in the retail, the cafe side, what we were just showing you from a Fresh Connection. But then here in the Florida Chef's Workshop, this is where you can actually develop some skills and perhaps, such as Natalia has done, open your own business and work through the commercial kitchen. So you are the owner of Curious Cat Bakery.
Yes.
And does that mean that you're making like cat treats, or how does that work?
No, everything's for humans.
Okay, good to know.
Yes, and everything is 100% vegan, so no animal products at all. No milk, no butter. Yeah, everything is free of animal products.
Well, why don't we show a bit of the process, and then I'll ask you how you got into this. So where do we start?
So we're doing a pumpkin pie here, because everything can be made vegan with a little creativity and tastes just as good.
And a little bit of know-how.
Yes. So here, instead of lard in the crust, we have shortening, so vegetable shortening, so it's all vegan.
Okay.
So you just mix it to have this crumbly texture, and then you slowly add in cold water, and that's what's going to give you that flaky, really good kind of melt in your mouth kind of feeling.
Love it.
With the and then so you mix this up until you have the dough. And this is kind of a pro tip. When you're rolling it out, you could do it on a well-floured surface, or you could do it on parchment paper, and that's going to make sure that it doesn't stick.
Nice.
And then it just makes it easy for you to flip it into the pie pan.
So you use that dough to make the base for your pie pan, but then I see you're also cutting some leaves out of this
Yes,
as well.
because you're going to have some left over. So yeah, no, you can just do this, and you just cut it out right there. And then you can use a knife and kind of make that little design over here.
Ooh, extra special. Now, then this pie specifically, you're actually teaching a class on. Is that right?
Correct, yes. November 17th, right here, and everyone's going to learn how to make a vegan pumpkin pie. From start to finish, it's going to be a sip and bake, so people are going to be able to bring some glasses of wine.
How do you make, because I feel like this is the key part to any pumpkin pie, is the
of course, the filling, right?
Yeah. So what have you put in here that this is going to become?
We have the pumpkin puree, and then we have coconut cream, and that's
that's
really,
what this is, the coconut cream.
Yeah, absolutely. And then some orange zest that's really going to brighten the whole thing up. Cinnamon, cloves. That's cornstarch. That's really going to bring it all together. Yeah.
I can smell the cinnamon and the cloves. Right. Well, and that's what I was curious, because I feel like eggs, cream, those are pretty integral parts of the more commonplace bakery creations.
Exactly, yeah. But so with the coconut cream, you get that fatty part of it. That's really going to make it really yummy. And then the cornstarch kind of glues it all together like an egg would.
Nice. How did you find a Fresh Connection and thus Florida Chef's Workshop?
Well, I actually live really close by, and when I decided to start the bakery, I knew that I needed to have a professional kitchen so that I could do wholesale and businesses and that kind of stuff. And I was so glad that I found it, because everything is so clean and everyone's so nice.
Did you have any idea, though, that would lead to you actually teaching classes and offering up your skills to the public?
No, but I wasn't surprised that there was a want for it. Like, people kept asking me, how do you do this? Because a lot of people know somebody who's vegan, or they're trying to be vegan, so there was definitely a demand for it.
Very cool. Yeah. So I went ahead, and I probably didn't mix it all the way enough, but then there's that pie.
You did good.
And then you cook it. And this is the end results. So if you don't mind, I'm gonna toss it back to you guys, but just slice it a little bit. I'm gonna grab one of these leaves at the same time, just to get a little taste. Hey, if you're looking for more information, Florida Chef's Workshop, that's where you're gonna find it.
Okay. It's not that often that I really envy what you're eating, but that's one thing that really looks yummy.
I feel like I can smell the spices.
I know.
It's really good.
Is it? Okay.
Important note. It's not healthy for you. There's still sugar like crazy in it, but it's super tasty.
Okay. Better for you.
Thanks.
All right,